What's going on, man? What's going on, man? We live, man. Boxing is back officially. Man, what do you think about boxing being back, man? How you feel about it, man?
Hey man, I'm glad boxing's back. So with boxing being back, being boxing news is back. So hopefully
Hey,
everybody's been safe. During this time. But things are starting to try to get back to normal, or we trying to figure out the best way to move forward in this new abnormal or new normal. So it is what it is.
yes, man. I mean, with the first fight, um, with boxing's first fight, Top Rank bought a very good card. I mean, all the way to the main event. Shakur Stevenson versus Felix Caraballo. I mean, what do you think about that fight, man?
Yeah, Shakur looked good. Kept his distance. Was able, didn't really get hit much. I think the dude landed a total of 18 shots against Stevenson, and Stevenson was good to work behind his jab. He started off targeting the head, but as soon as he went to the body, or anytime he went to the body, um, Caraballo couldn't handle it. Stevenson dropped him in the first round with a body shot, and then ended the fight with a body shot. So Stevenson was Stevenson. An elite young fighter that continues to get better with each and every showing.
I agree. I agree, man. He looked like a straight headhunter out there today, man. I like his performance. I love his defense. Even though he said that he think that he got hit more this fight than prior fight. I mean, he showed great defense. I mean, like you said, fighting from the outside and just being a headhunter, man. Nice combination. Nice right hook to the body, dropping it. Caraballo in the first round.
Yep.
And as you can see, staggered him several times throughout the fight.
Yeah,
So,
he was hurting
a
him.
little
I
power.
mean,
On his punches.
Caraballo, he couldn't do nothing. He could take a punch, but that was about it. So um, but he couldn't do nothing with Stevenson the whole night. You know.
Yeah, Steven seen the beast, man. I mean, at 130, man, we see him going from there, man. But he
Yeah.
got his power up. So, what you think?
Um. Yeah, he'll be fine at 130. You got to think about who's at 130 right now. So
Gary
uh,
Russell.
yeah, Leo Santa Cruz, Gary Russell. You know, um, Top Rank got a couple of champions at 130 too. At 130 as well. So there's options. But who's gonna want to get in the ring with Stevenson? Oh, Burchett. That's Top Rank as well. And then Jamel Herring. He's WBO champ as well at
Right,
130.
right. I was been hearing on fight though, man. They all too cool. In boxing, friends don't fight friends. It's not even about
Well,
the
yeah. Well, I
domestic
mean,
glory type deal, man.
yeah. Well, they kind of all roll in that same camp, right?
Yeah, they
So
are.
Herring, Crawford, Stevenson, and Stevenson and Herring, both former Olympians. So I
They
mean,
friends. That's exactly what I said.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't see them
But
fighting.
there's enough options out there. Between 126, 130. I know Stevenson might be interested in Warrington. If Warrington steps up.
Josh Warrington don't want none of that, bro. He been calling him out. Stevenson
I
been
know.
calling that boy out,
I
man.
know.
He don't want none of that, man.
No,
He don't want
no.
none of that. He's been calling them out. I actually thought last year the fight was gonna happen, man. And I don't know, it just went on deaf ears. So I mean, if I was Stevenson, I'd just leave it alone and move on to the next one, man. You can't
Yeah.
keep on chasing these dudes, man. I mean, everybody was talking all that trash while boxing was on a freeze. Now that boxing's back, all you trash talking, bring the heat.
Yeah.
The heat. I want to see you continue to talk that trash, call out who you was calling out, and let's make these fights. I know you need the money. Let's make these fights.
Man, the problem is that, I don't think these fighters, they're not scared of each other. I don't think that's the issue. It's these promoters and these networks that gotta try to, they gotta come together to make these fights happen. And now with this, with this coronavirus and everything, and not having a live gate, and revenue from that, these promoters and networks, they're looking to, what's the investment on their return, right? So if that's a big portion of revenue that's not there, they're actually going to try to drive these wages, could be trying to drive them down. So these big fights that we want to see, they may get pushed down the line even further.
They're gonna have to be, bro. That's like I said, a gate. You said it pretty much, man. Just rely on that gate, brother. No gate. As you can see tonight, man, nobody was there, man. And he still was coming out to Tupac. Just rocking and bobbing, man. Believe it or not, for boxers, most of them been there before. Because when you fight in the amateurs, pretty much nobody there. Think about it.
Yeah, depending on unless it's a big national event.
Yeah, exactly. But just think about it though. Mainly, a lot of them just empty gyms whenever they fight in the beginning. So it's just like putting yourself back in that space,
Yeah, and I would say even in like watching it on TV tonight, I really wasn't really looking into the crowd, or looking for a crowd. It didn't impact the viewing experience for me, and not having a crowd there. So, I guess Top Rank deserves credit, or ESPN deserves credit for the production standpoint, because it was focused on the fighter, it was focused on the ring, the action in the ring. You could actually hear some of the talk between the referee and some of the fighters and whatnot. So it'd be interesting, if we could get a high profile fight in that type of environment, the type of interactions between two fighters that really don't like each other. We need that type of build up to really kind of get boxing going. So whether it's at 130 with Stevenson, or Gary Russell, or Tank and Leo, or even 135. 135, 147 is still, I think, that division, but 135
I think
right
135
there. 135 is right
That's
there.
where all the noise at, bro. Ryan Garcia, all that trash he's been talking lately, bro. He got to make something move. He got to make something shake. They still got the Teofimo Lopez fight out there.
Tio and Lomachenko.
That's still going to happen in September. So,
Tank.
I don't even want to hear Tank name, bro. Let's say Devin Haney, bro. Devin Haney, because think about it, man. I don't know what's going on with the whole TMT, the whole thing, because Ford is actually with the opposition. He's actually training Devin Haney. So I don't know what's going on with the Tank. And I'm a little confused.
Yeah, I think Floyd said, it's not like they're gonna be fighting. So
He's not gonna put them yet. I think Floyd knows what he's talking about. They're not gonna fight, and both of them know. I ain't gonna say both of them know. I think Tank know he won't be fighting that dude anytime soon.
Yeah,
not in the next couple of years. Well, plenty of boxing, man, getting ready to happen, man. Like I said tonight.
Yeah, with Top Rank, Tuesdays and Thursdays boxing. If they keep these fighters active, and we get some good, premier fighters, and I get first coming back and just getting the fighters active, but we got to get some competitive fights too. I think it was good showcase some of the younger fighters too tonight. The heavyweights look good. They highlighted, I think, Jamal Anderson, I believe his name was, that was on the card tonight. The heavyweight that was training with Tyson Fury for the Wilder fight. So he looked good as well. Obviously with what's going on in the world today, there was I'm sorry, I said Jamal Anderson, Jared Anderson, excuse me. Um, but with everything going on in the world today, um, it was good to at least kind of see, them acknowledge that, and be able to kind of speak to it. I think Andre Ward had, some good points around um, black fighters, um,
Yeah, he did.
and and them or us not having to be who the public wants us to be for them to accept us. And I think they did good highlighting Stevenson tonight. So I would like to see more of that. So maybe this is a good time for ESPN Top Rank to kind of think how how they're promoting their black fighters, because I know there was a lot of talk prior to this around some of the differences that you could see between them promoting Lomachenko and Fury, right, versus
Crawford.
Crawford and Stevenson, right,
Yeah.
and some of the premier black fighters. So hopefully we can get some equality there, a little bit more, and we'll start seeing our fighters promoted just as equally as their Caucasian counterparts.
I agree with you on that, man. I mean, that's been talks from since the beginning of times, man. I can remember. I mean, from yay high, it's never been fair. It's never been fair across the globe when it comes to boxing and just most sports, man. So now that it's brought to the front, you know, I think that there may be some changes. Changes need to happen, especially now that we realize that you know all of this stuff could be here right now, and with a blink of an eye, like with Corona, it all could just freeze up on you. So these people can't take their careers for granted, man. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, and I will say this, and I guess too, this kind of highlights too the genius of Floyd Mayweather, right? So he's Pretty Boy Floyd, you know, young up and coming fighter, young champion. He was progressing in his career, but when he flipped to that villain, Money Mayweather, right? He had the foresight to understand that, you know, whether it's directly or indirectly, and I think it's probably more directly, that the hate that people had for him, and I don't know if it was racial or not. There's
some of
probably
it
some
was, man.
racial
You saw
undertones
that in the
there,
fight we used to go to.
huh?
All that stuff they should say after the fight, during the fight. A lot of that stuff was racial stimulated. You
Right. There's probably some racial undertones in the hate of Floyd Mayweather and wanting to see him lose.
big
Because once again, we've been to the fights, right? We've been to Mayweather fights, and yeah, there's people that look like us that was there, you know, and there was the if he was fighting a Mexican fighter, the Mexican crowd would come out and support their fighters, but it's still 14, 15,000 people at the MGM. And what do you think the majority of them are? And I'm
yeah.
not saying they all hate him, or they all were there to see him lose, because we ran across people that didn't look like us that was cheering for
During the moment.
Floyd and,
Yeah,
and whatnot too. But once again, that those gate and those ticket prices, who was paying that?
they were paying it, bro. They were paying it, man.
So there was a method to his madness, and
He won.
And he was able to capitalize off of it.
Yeah, he gambled with it. It worked, bro. He won. I mean, like he said during one of his last fights, bro. Like he said, he robbed the bank.
Yeah.
He even played the song talking about how he robbed the bank. So that
And
was
even think about that lead up to that fight, right? Mayweather McGregor. McGregor was he crossed the line with some of his comments. you know, that were very offensive. You know, whether it was to black women, referring to black men as monkeys or something of that nature. You know, calling Floyd boy. You know, and there were a lot of people, that that wanted to see McGregor do it. And Floyd knew better. You know, he let them think whatever they could think. He didn't even train for the fight. And that was one of the biggest fights.
You don't think Floyd trained for McGregor?
He didn't. He carried the man. He didn't. He
He
didn't.
carried him, but I think he did a little training though.
And he probably was making sure his cardio was
anyway.
straight. He probably jogged, made sure his cardio was straight. He made weight. He didn't have to cut a lot of weight because he stays in shape year round anyway. You know?
Yeah, but other than that, man, like I said, it was a great night of boxing, man. I can't complain. I really enjoyed it. And just can't wait to see some more fights. I mean, Tuesday and Thursdays, man. I think that'll be a great night. Being boxing, we'll be on after the fights on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And just basically just see, man.
So they got fight June 11th, June 16th with Josh Greer is headlining that card on June 16th. And they got June 18th, June 20th. That's gonna be in Mexico, but they got cards all the way through the summer. Tuesdays, Thursday. Jamel Herring comes back July 2nd.
Okay.
Defending his title.
Who's he fighting?
Jonathan Oquendo.
That's my dude, man. I like Herring, bro. Bro. He deserves
good,
all the positives coming in his direction, man. He's a great guy, man.
Yeah, he always showed us love too.
Yeah, she'll be in boxing news love, man. This type of dude I respect.
Let me ask you this, Nick. So Top Rank, ESPN got it going. Who's the next network promotion that comes back with boxing? PBC? Is it Eddie Hernan?
He hasn't said. I ain't heard nothing.
The Zone.
Well, if I had to guess, I would say 99.9% the Zone will. Cause Eddie Hearn, you already know him and Matchroom, they're gonna do something next. They're more of daredevils in the boxing.
I don't know. Well, I think if they do, it's probably gonna be something overseas.
Yeah, but he's going.
I don't know about here in the States. I don't know if you saw Ryan Garcia talking about his money ain't right. Talking about the Zone, he want to speak to the Zone. Because his money ain't right.
He's been trying to leave. He's been trying to leave Oscar, man. Come on, bro.
No. But he re-upped with Oscar. He was close to being out of his contract, and he re-signed. So I saw the article. He said that he's not really, his issue ain't with Golden Boy, but he want to speak to the Zone about his money.
About trying to get some money. Well, I mean, if you trying to get paid right now, I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's gonna be tough.
Well, right now, I don't see him giving nobody any money. I mean, no game.
Right, so think about PBC and all the fights that can be made over there. Obviously the welterweights, but even the junior middleweights, right? When we get your boy that be Julian Williams, Banana. I forgot the dude's name, bro. It's been a minute. Versus Charlo, though. Can we get a unification?
Well, he said he wants to fight Charlo next. He's straight talking about it.
I know, but man, once again, the money got to be right for all these fighters, though, too. And and it's gonna be hard if somebody. it's just like with these with like Major League Baseball right now, and even the NBA, and they'll probably come up with the NFL if games have to be canceled or season have to be shorted or whatnot. If somebody blinks, once all it takes is a couple of these fighters to blink to accept some of these low purses to fight, and now that's going to be the expectation for everybody else. So these fighters may need to come together. And once again, I know, everybody needs their money and everybody probably needs that check, but they got to
You don't
find
think
a
the
way to
big
kind
fight
of
is going to
leverage.
happen? So you don't foresee a Jason Rosario versus Charlo this year?
I don't know. I don't know. I would love it. I would love to see it. I think it. I think it just all depends too what happened with this coronavirus and everything. If things can start getting back to normal, things open up, then the marketplace is back open for business. But if things are delayed or slowed down or restricted, then who knows? I think Bob Aaron was talking about maybe doing Teofimo and Lomachenko at the Raiders Stadium. Outside, maybe with 10 to 15,000 people or so.
That wouldn't be a
That
bad
might be
idea.
something cool. Huh?
That wouldn't be a bad idea. I definitely think an outside fight, you can have fans. I think it'll be safe when it comes to the COVID situation. So if you're going to invite people, you might as well go ahead and invite people. For us having 1,000 people and all that, shouldn't even matter. As long as everybody gloved up, masked up, I think it'll be a great event. It'll be a safe event.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, man, I was just trying to touch bases. Great fight tonight. I mean, just going back to Shakur Stevenson before we close it up. I mean, the head, you realize, like I said, the head shot wasn't working. He hurt his hand too, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
He hurt his left hand.
Yeah.
Which is the exact same hand that he finished the fight off with in the 6th round with that left hook to the body. But the left hand is hurt, bro. So I hope he bounced back, bro. Yeah. I would love to see him.
Stevenson within the next 18 to 24, maybe even less. Within the next year, he ought to be in the pound for pound. He'll be top 5 within the next 18 months if he can get the right fights. And within the next 2 years, pound for pound, you're going to see probably Stevenson up there, Haney up there. I think, depending on what happened with Teofimo Lopez, if he, pulls off the victory over Lomachenko, he'll be up there.
That's going to be an upset, bro. You can't call that.
That'll be an upset. That would be upset if Lopez beats Lomachenko.
I think so. I'm gonna tell you why. Reason why, because I think just about everybody thinks that Lomachenko is gonna beat him. That's why
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's why I'm
so you're saying that Teofimo is gonna beat Lomachenko?
I think you can. I wouldn't.
No, I'm not saying. That's not what I'm saying, bro.
Okay. No. Would I be surprised would you be surprised if Lopez beat Lomachenko?
No.
Okay then. So I if I'm not gonna be surprised, I wouldn't be calling it an upset. An upset to me is something that's something unexpected.
Some unexpected. I'm not speaking about myself. I'm talking about the majority. That's why I call it upset. Yeah. I think a lot of channels, a lot of different channels that I look at, and just a lot of spectators. Bro, everybody, man, I think the entire world, they have other words. Right now, Lomachenko is up when it comes to who's gonna win this fight. That's why I say that. A lot of people don't even give Teofimo Lopez that they don't think he's a shot.
Yeah.
Now, mainly that was because not his last fight, but his last 2 fights before that, when he didn't stop the dude and all that. They
Yeah, but he went through Comey though. Like,
oh man, I don't even want to talk about that fight, bro. That's my boy, man. I ain't heard nothing else about Comey since that day. It,
yeah,
yeah, man. But with that being said, man, that was a great night of boxing, man. Check us out. We'll be popping up on here after the fights on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And like I said, boxing is back. Being boxing is back. I mean, we took a layoff since boxing took a layoff. We didn't want to just come on here just filling y'all ears up with a bunch of nothing. So make sure y'all come on here. Y'all support the channel. Like, subscribe, comment. And if you ever want to come on, let us know. We'll bring you on. We'll bring you on so you can chop it up with us.
yeah. Sounds good.
All right,
Take
man.
care.
Peace.